Marianne Davis, we appreciate it. Representative Grove has a question for you.
Thank you so much for coming in and testifying today. Are you familiar with the immigration process, how to gain legal immigration? Can you just go over the cost, the time, what it takes to actually become a legal immigrant in the United States?
Well, there is an annual report that comes out for USCIS for immigration practitioners that actually gives a chart of how long the wait is for depending on what your nation of origin is, and it's years, and in some cases it could be 10 years. It is a long, lengthy process. There are something like 80 different types of visas. We do have an active guest worker program. I don't believe and I don't support the notion that our immigration system is broken. We have not been enforcing the law. Now we have a population of 14 million illegal immigrants in this country, now in second generations with children and families of their own. But that still does not obviate the problem and the costs and the effects on our society as a whole.
Yeah, I used to work for a congressman, and we had an individual who helped on immigration issues, and just thinking about the process, you have a father who comes over here, legally immigrates, waiting decades to bring his wife and his family over. A lot of money, a lot of cost.
Absolutely.
Doing the right thing. Is that fair to those individuals who are doing the right thing? For individuals who come into this country without going that process to live, is that fair?
Absolutely not. And I can tell you that most of the people that I know that are legal immigrants or naturalized citizens or here on permanent residents that are here, initially came here on temporary visas, they find it wholly offensive and just absurd because of the time and the cost and doing the right thing while your neighbor could have come here, cross the border, or overstayed a visa, and in many instances can avail themselves of benefits, services, and programs, et cetera, that someone waiting in line cannot.
Yeah. Hey, do I have time for one more question, Mr. Chairman?
We do have time, and you're the only one that's asked for recognition for questions, so we'll close up with your final question, Representative Grove.
There's obviously an undersiding where I think illegal immigrants also become victims. And I think it's easy to prey on that cohort of individuals because obviously they're here illegally. They might not know the system. We heard testimony of an attorney taking advantage of individuals not submitting the paperwork. You talk about human trafficking. You talk about drug mules down in it's for the most part a war zone in the southern states, Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, utilizing these individuals for illegal activities and just taking advantage. Is that something that by going through the proper mechanism through legal immigration, you basically dry up that well of unfortunately individuals preying on people here illegally? Sure,
and I call it the open borders advocates on the left and the right, which when it all sounds nice, of course we don't want anybody to be exploited, and many times illegal immigrants are exploited by some very nefarious individuals and criminal organizations. And anyone who supports open borders and amnesty is only directly and indirectly supporting those very criminal enterprises that prey on the very illegal immigrants that are supposedly the subject of the charity. That is one way to stop that. It's certainly, if we have sanctuary cities, the message is if you are an individual who's here illegally and you are here for nefarious purposes, that's where you go. You can go to Philadelphia, you can go to Austin, you can go to San Francisco, you can go to Chicago, and you can be there forever, for decades. You can have many encounters with law enforcement. They are never going to call ICE. And in fact, I don't know if any of you remember the Fort Dix 6 incident. The Duca brothers were here illegally. They lived in Philadelphia. They had jobs. They were pizza delivery men. They were cab drivers. They had driver's licenses. And were it not for a clerk at a Best Buy who found the videotapes, they were ready to kill U.S. soldiers in Fort Dix, New Jersey.
Thank you very much for your testimony.
You're welcome.
Thank you.